Man. This coffee, man, tastes pretty damn good. Pretty damn Gucci. Pretty damn Gucci. I mean, Gucci, okay? Oh, hi! In today's video, we're going to be talking about self-portraits. Why do you ever want to take a self-portrait? Right? Why would you want to do that? One, the most obvious one is that you like doing that, right? You're a guy, you're a girl, you want to become a model, you want to take photos of yourself, not in the sense of being conceited, but more like in a more artistic, professional way. That's what you want to do. And personally, me, I agree with you because to me, I want to do that. I am starting a new Instagram so I can post photos of myself because something low key I always wanted to do. So there's that. But the reason why I never did it is because of my weight. I'm a little bit on the overweight side, but I am working on it. But still, like I gotta do what I want to do, right? So that's something. So that's why I decided to make this video, right? And here's the thing: you probably need to take a photo for like a business, like if you want a photo for your website and you're starting your own business or something like that, or you want something for a profile pic, an Instagram photo, whatever. Hopefully this video can really help you guys a lot. Okay, so the first one, I feel like this is one of the most important ones, is that you really need to understand what camera you are working with, because you have a big expensive DSLR camera like this one. This is the R6, by the way, and then you also have like an iPhone, which is this is the iPhone 11. So you need to really understand, because the iPhone 11 or somewhere around the area, the megapixel is probably 12 or 11 or something like that, and DSLR cameras or similar like that's probably like 28 to 24, 25 or something like that. Megapixels equals the amount of pixels that an image can take, and then also it equals like for more short terms, the higher the megapixel is, the better the quality of the photo is going to look like, the better the camera quality. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people say, oh, my camera is not very good at taking photos, it's not very good at this, and it's kind of old or whatever. A lot of times you need to understand this. Older cameras, like kind of oldish cameras, they're not so good at taking photos in a low light situation, in dark, because you see a lot of grain. If you want that effect, that's great. But but more newer, kind of expensive cameras, they're really good at that. So a lot of times you need to shift of what type of photos you're taking. If you see that there's a lot of grain in your photos because you're taking photos at really dark situations, or low light situations, maybe you want to go outside. Maybe you want to go to the beach. Maybe you want to go to those places to take those bright sunny photos, or get some lights or something like that to make it more brighter. A lot of times all it takes is just some light. You don't need the expensive camera. It's just the expensive allows you to do that, but you don't have the money, you can still use your phone. This next one is the location. Where exactly are you going to be? Are you going to be taking your photos at? Are you at a beach? Are you at, in a beach, camping, you're in the city, or you're in your home, or near your home, right? There's certain trees, certain things that you want to use that you see that you like. Where exactly? I feel like that's one of the things that's very important, because a lot of times, like where are you? If you're on a beach, you can go online, and then one of the things you can do is like go online to see where you can locate where's the good spots to take photos and everything like that. So that is one note that I feel like is very cool. Okay, so for this next one is fashion. You don't really have to be like all into you need to be into fashion or whatever. No, you don't. It's just that when you're taking these photos, you want to look a little bit more presentable. And I'm not saying you need to wear a suit and a tie or something like that, unless if the photo that you need to take requires you that you have to do that. Well, you can wear that, but you can wear that in a way that it looks very like stylistic, like just many fabrics, tones, stuff like that. So there's that. But what I mean about that is that if you're going camping, you probably want to wear a skin or a sweater, something like that, kind of like evokes that. Or when you're at a beach, you wear bikinis. You can wear, certain revealing outfits. You know what I mean? Or shorts, right? Or show your abs, or show your curves, or something like that, right? Those are the things that I'm just saying. Like if you're at a city, you want to be very from fashion, but you don't have to be so fashion. Like to me, I'm wearing this hoodie. You can wear a denim jacket. It's all good, right? Just you can go online and see other people what they wear when it comes to self portraits, and then see what they're wearing, and maybe you can replicate that. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But find your own little clothing that you can wear. That is actually good. Like to me, I'm wearing this hoodie. Okay, so for this next one is props. Things that you can use in shadows at the location where you're at. If you're at a beach or something like that, it's great. When you're at a beach, it's like, what do you have? Oh, well, there's the ocean and there's the sand. I could probably want to take a photo where I'm at the water at this level. Or there's sand. I probably want to have sand on my hands or sand right here. Take a photo like that. Use these things as props. If you're camping, oh, there's a branch. I can put this right here. Oh, I can start up a fire and that can give me that light. Oh, there's shadows and overcast shadows. Sometimes those shadows can create cool shadow designs on your face or on your outfit. So that is one thing that I want you guys to really understand when you're doing this. And then also, if you're in a tropical location, you can use like branches, you can use trees or whatever to enhance that, the photo and stuff like that. And you can also just get artificial plants if you don't have anything like that. I got this, so you can just use stuff like this. Or I'm not saying you can take this thing with you because going on vacation is going to be probably something you don't really need. But if you're at home, good. Let's talk about gear. The gear that I believe you might need. One is you will need a tripod. Now, a tripod, especially if you're taking photos of yourself, like you're the only person there, guess what? A tripod is really goes down and really is handy. The other thing is a lens. Now, a lens, I feel like it's very important depending on what type of lens. You could get the whole focus. Obviously, if you have your iPhone or your phone, it has 3 lenses. If you don't have one or whatever, one of the things you can do is just get closer to your subject or go farther away or get close to the camera or something like that. So there's that. And the other one is lighting. You can get like studio lights and stuff like that. They're not that expensive. So I feel like those are primarily the gear that you might need. Obviously, if you're taking photos outside, guess what? You don't need the lights because there's light outside. Yeah, and I feel like that's the only gear they probably need. I know there's many other types of gear out there, but this is photo of your face. Next one is posing. Now, when it comes to posing, you don't have to be a model or anything like that. One of the things that will help you guys out a lot if you got Pinterest or any form of website like that, and just look for people. Like people that post for a photo or something like that you kind of like. I feel like that's something that could really help you guys. I use Pinterest because I can just access it from my computer, and also I can access it in my phone. So no matter where I go, whenever what device I'm using, I can access it because I have an account and it's throughout the internet, and I save my photos there. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing is camera angle. So there's a lot of your camera you can position in an upper angle and the side angle or something like that. So there's that. And then the other one is the position of where you're at, what position you're gonna do. And also, it's always a good idea to understand like where exactly are you gonna put your chin, your shoulders, or your certain movement that you're doing. That's actually pretty good. So you need to take a lot of photos in order to get the one that you might want. In this case, taking a lot of photos is a good thing. And it's always a good idea to also check up on your photos to see if you kind of like them. This other one is light. Lighting is kind of important. You know why? It actually really is important. Like to me, when I go outside and the sun is very bright and shiny, I do get this big shiny light. But then I also really get a really dark and kind of moody tone on one side. So one of the things I like to do is that I like to shoot where it's like the sunrise or when it's about to become when the sun's about to come down, which I forgot what the word is called. I just got a brain fart right now, but whatever, man. where basically it's not dark yet, but also it's like you can still see some light, but then there's no harsh shadows. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that is where I try to take these photos. You know, so there's that. That's the perfect little timing. But sometimes you don't have that, so you might want to get these big studio softboxes, which they can go cheap, or they can be really expensive, or you can make them. But that is something to understand, to know. You've probably seen them a lot on photo shoots and stuff like that, but it's there. So it's just one of those things you really understand. To me, I like to take photos like outside in nature and stuff like that, because I feel like that looks really interesting. This next one is tone, and it kind of like a feel of what you're doing. Are you taking a photo to make it feel like it's fall, it's summer, it's spring? Are you gonna make it feel like it's a retro vibe, futuristic vibe, elegant vibe, fashion vibe? These are all the things that feel like kind of important, because that kind of sets the tone for your photo. So these are the things that will say, oh, you know, they're pretty legit, pretty cool to understand these things. You know what I mean? So there's that. And it's also pretty cool, because if you want to take a photo that kind of feels like it's fall season, then you probably want to be near, you know, areas where the trees, they're orange, or where there's like a lot of trees, but like they're going yellow or something like that. Or you want it to be summer-like, you probably want to have props that are more summer-like, you know, or be like at a pool or something like that. You know what I mean? The other one is texture. Using texture as a background source, I think, will be pretty damn good, right? Because right now I have this wood background. It's like wood. You can take a photo here and it's gonna look nice, because it looks like you're in a cabin, or it's just wood as texture. You can also use branches. To me, I took this photo, and this photo there was a lot of branches. I've seen some people, they take photos where there are branches, but then there's some in the foreground to make it kind of like blur effect, and I think that looks really good, really crisp, and amazing. You know, so using textures to that, and also when you are, so you can also set up like a small little set, like I kind of have, but this is for my videos. But you can do this, and you can take photos there. Except for like when you take your portraits here, it's kind of be a little bit cumbersome, because, you know, or it's gonna feel like a little bit like, not so much inspiring, because you take one photo and then it's like, okay, that's it. And then it's like, if you want to take more photos, well, you gotta have to make it look different, because you don't want it to be the same. But if you are taking a photo for a profile pic and you're not gonna take any more photos, then making a setup is probably fine. Okay, so for this next one is camera settings and editing software. To me, when I am shooting or taking a photo, I like to use in log format. Basically, what that does is mute all of these colors. It mutes the colors. It doesn't make them black and white. It just mutes them. The reason why I do that is because once I go into my editing software, I can bring back a lot of those colors. So why would I just film that? Why not just take a photo like that in the first place? Because now that all of them are in log format, basically all of them are muted, I have the ability to kind of brighten up certain selective colors. If I want to bring green to pop more than the blue, I can actually do that. If I don't want the green to pop, but I want the blue to pop, I can do that more select, as opposed to the other way around, because all the colors are going to be, you know what I mean? The other thing is editing softwares, color grading, and LUTs. I use Photoshop. There's that. There is also Lightroom, which is a good program, but Photoshop does have this thing called Camera Raw, and still like to retouch and do certain things. I feel like it's much better to use the camera, you know, raw thing. So yeah, so that is one of the things that I will say. So it's that part. But there are many other software editing programs out there that are great that you can find on the internet. So there's that, and then there's color grading and LUTs. Color grading is basically similar to the idea of LUTs. Okay, now there's color grading and then there's LUTs. LUTs are basically, there's these, it's kind of like filters you add to your photos and stuff like that. So that is one thing to understand. But you can also edit these, the color range and stuff, which is really great. You can buy these or you can make them yourself. Color grading is one of those things where it's similar to LUTs, except for this one, you just color grade. Like, you just do mildly retouches. Like, if you see that your background is really blown out, you can actually make it to be a little more darker. If you want, you know, the shirt that you have is very bright, you want that to be darker. So it's one of those things. And also you can use it when it comes to colors and stuff like that. You want certain colors and stuff like that, that you want to make it more brighter, more darker and stuff like that. So there's that. Now here's the thing, when it comes to color grading and LUTs, one of the things that's also kind of important to understand is that a lot of times the clothing or the environment where you are will reflect the type of LUTs that you put into it or the type of grading you would put into it, right? Because sometimes you're wearing a red shirt and you want that red shirt to pop, you put a LUT in it, it will affect that red shirt, but then also will affect a lot of the background. So it's also one of those things that it can make the photo, it can make it or break the photo, but then also it's like one of those things that it's like it's really good to do it, but it's not like when I say make it or break it, I'm like it's gonna make it or break it, and you have to like find different type of LUTs. So you gotta find different type. Sometimes you can save them and stuff like that, or make them or whatever. To me, I do make some of them. I have my LUTs kind of laid out when I make them, stuff like that. I put it okay. This LUT is very good when there's like a blue light or neon sign right here. So when I use that one, that LUT is gonna go really well, great for that. This one is to make the image have a moody feel, and I put it up on that. This one is kind of like for a beach, very bright beach. And when I label those things, it really does help a lot. It does. It does help a lot to make sure that, okay, this LUT is a summer beach bright LUT. So I'm going to find a summer beach bright photo. You know what I mean? So there's that. And LUTs are really great. They really could help your image and your photos. So that's about it. Hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys learned a little bit thing or two on this video. Here's the thing. You know, with great power, with great practice comes amazing photos. So you need to practicing a lot. You need to know what things work or not. Sometimes I'm in my brain, I think already about the photo I'm going to take before I even take it. Because now I'm kind of am familiar, like, okay, right here I don't want to do it because I know how the photo's going to come out. I don't like this lighting. So kind of think about it. So then when I'm actually going to take the photo, I can actually take kind of bangers because I have an idea how it is. So yeah, so that is things to really understand. And that's about it. I am thinking about making a blog style where I actually go somewhere and blog it and kind of like talk about, hey, this is me taking some portraits or something like that for my Instagram. So it could be more of a hands-on thing, you know what I mean? So that's that. And the other one probably could be editing and stuff like that in Photoshop. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you like and subscribe if you found this thing helpful. See you guys later. And ring the bell. Ring the bell. Ring the bell so you guys can be like